This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 5 in custody after Clarendon armed robbery. 5 men have been taken into custody by the Clarendon police in connection with an armed robbery in the parish on Tuesday night. Reports are that the police received the reports of an incident at a mini-mart in the Palmer's Cross area and responded. According to Assistant Superintendent of Police in Clarendon, Hugh Dean Downey, the team was acting on intelligence and intercepted a white Toyota Axio motor car along the Hayesmean Road in the vicinity of the Jamaica plant with 5 men aboard, including 2 teenagers. A search of the vehicle revealed 2 Smith & Wesson 9mm pistols with 2 magazines, each containing 9 rounds. A quantity of assorted goods and an undetermined sum of cash were also seized. The men were taken into custody pending an investigation. Charges are expected to be laid soon. Woman chopped by man during altercation in Maypen. The Clarendon Municipal Corporation, the local authority responsible for issuing vending permits, says it is aware of yesterday's incident where a female vendor was chopped several times by a male vendor following an altercation in Maypen. The corporation says it wishes to make it clear that the vendors were plying their ware illegally in the space and the area, which is a no vending zone and is being overrun by vendors. The incident, which took place in the vicinity of the Bargain Village, sent other vendors and shoppers running for cover after an off-duty police officer in the area had to fire several shots to ward off the man. He was later arrested and taken to the Maypen police station. It is understood that the incident was a culmination of a week-long argument between the two, who were arguing over space. The woman remains in hospital with chop wounds to her head and upper body. Jamaica expands travel restriction to several South American countries. The government has imposed restrictions for travelers from Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, and Paraguay effective April 1. The restrictions will be reviewed on April 13. This is in addition to the restriction on travelers from the United Kingdom. Under the travel restriction, all non-Jamaicans who have been in the UK, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, and Paraguay within 14 days before intended arrival date in Jamaica will not be permitted to enter Jamaica. Jamaicans who have been in the UK, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, and Paraguay within the 14 days before intended arrival date who seek to enter the island through another country will be tested and detained in state quarantine at their own expense for a minimum of 48 hours until the results are returned. If negative, they will be allowed to transfer to home quarantine to complete the 14-day mandatory quarantine period. If positive, they will remain in isolation at a location that is approved by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The restrictions on the specified countries are to decrease the likelihood of entry of the more transmissible variants to Jamaica, said a spokesperson in a statement from Jamaica House on Wednesday. Jamaica House also said the decision to expand the travel restriction followed a review of the situation in South America. Several countries on the continent are experiencing a spike in COVID-19 cases. At the same time, more of them are reporting the Brazilian variants of the virus. The government said Jamaica is now at a critical juncture in the COVID-19 pandemic. We are experiencing a second surge of cases that has threatened to overwhelm our healthcare system, said the Jamaica House spokesperson. Main suspect in St. James double murder held and now charged. The police, members of Jamaica Defense Force, and the Divisional Fugitive Apprehension Team have arrested and charged the main suspect in a double murder that occurred in Norwood, St. James on Friday, January 15. The now accused Navarone Hayes, otherwise called Muck, was held during an operation in Norwood on Thursday, March 18, and has been charged with 2 counts of murder wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. The charges were laid on Friday, March 26. Allegations are that about 8 p.m. on March 18, Hayes and a group of men went to a bar in Norwood where they shot and killed 47-year-old Donovan Reed and 20-year-old Nicardo Daly. In a release, the police said they continue to make headway in the investigation and are appealing to residents to share any information they have on the persons who were involved in the incident by calling the Major Investigation Division at 876-758-5048, Crime Stop at 311, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 3 additional COVID-19 deaths, 306 new cases. Jamaica on Wednesday recorded 3 COVID-19 deaths, pushing the tally to 599. Those who have died are a 76-year-old female from St. James, a 30-year-old female from Portland, a 33-year-old female from St. James. The Health Ministry noted that the death of the 33-year-old female was previously under investigation. One more case was recorded as coincidental death, moving the tally to 100, and 5 other fatalities are being probed, pushing that figure to 83. Meanwhile, there were 306 new cases, with ages ranging from 4 months to 98 years, pushing the total to 39,543, with 20,950 being active. Of the new cases, 146 are men and 154 are women. In the meantime, there were 127 more recoveries, increasing the total to 17,725. Some 429 persons are in hospital, with 35 being moderately ill and 52 critically ill. 10 persons are in government quarantine, while 25,423 are at home. Measures in place to ensure safety of PEP students, says Williams. Minister of Education, Youth and Information Favour Williams says that measures are being put in place to ensure the safety of students who will sit the ability test component of the primary exit profile on May 26. I know that collectively there is concern about the possible exposure of our students to COVID-19 and the potential spread. However, we are working in tandem with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to assess the suitability of schools as centers for the sitting of the exams, she said. We are putting in place all the resources for sanitizing and proper monitoring to minimize close contact, Minister Williams added while addressing a parenting conference on March 31. She informed that the number of invigilators and presiding officers at the exam centers have been increased to ensure smooth administration of the assessment. Students will, of course, be adequately placed in groups of no more than 10, she noted. I know the country has started with its vaccination, and together with all the protocols, the wearing of masks, washing or sanitizing of hands, and keeping our distance, those will ensure that we are kept safe through this pandemic, the minister said. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.